Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Michael, you're on with Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. Go ahead, Steve.
Mr. Page, it's a pleasure. How are you feeling today, sir?
All good, man. Just in the gym, just working out, getting ready for this fight.
Well, I assume then that everything is fine with the knee. I know it kept you out of action in 2017, but it must be feeling pretty good right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've no problems. I've had no problems this training camp, so I'm ready to rock and roll, man.
How great is it that you're getting to fight in London again? I know you got a raucous reaction when you hit Cyborg with that knee, so you must be really pumped to hear something like that again.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be worse this time, man. I think it's, obviously on top of me not being in the cage for a little while and everybody anticipating me coming back. I'm on home turf, man. I've got that hometown advantage, so it's going to be crazy exciting.
How do you like Caveman Rickels as an opponent? He's known for standing and trading and having wars with people. Is that the kind of fight you were looking forward to the most?
I'm a sniper. I don't have wars, man. that's not my game. I don't have wars. I go in there. I get my timing right. I position myself correct, and I pull the trigger on it, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
Does that present a problem then, given that Rickels is super aggressive and sometimes he doesn't even seem to have a plan. He just goes out there and goes haywire.
No, to be fair, that's perfect for me. It just means I get more shots off. I feel he's a very tough guy. He's going to be coming forward a lot, which means he's going to be in perfect range for my punches, perfect range for my kicks. He's not going to look the same after this fight.
Is it more of an advantage to you that you've dominated this weight class and you're undefeated, or is it play to his strength that he's coming up to welterweight and doesn't have to cut?
I think everyone's different. Him coming up, I think he's very experienced enough to know what he's doing. So I don't think it's going to play a massive factor in the fight at all. I'm sure he understands the difference in terms of the strength he may the weight division above may be carrying and so on and so forth. So I think he's definitely going to be well prepared for that. So I wouldn't even see that as a disadvantage on his part. Like I said, he's a very experienced fighter, and he'll definitely be ready for that.
There was some talk leading up to the Bader versus King Mo card that was in San Jose that a Paul Daley versus Michael Venom Page fight was in the works, and Daley basically intimated that he didn't want the fight. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, everyone knows exactly what my intentions were, who I wanted to fight, and now everyone knows that's the reason why it didn't go ahead. So to be fair, I've kind of lost interest, and I've said that to the majority of people now. I kind of lost interest in that fight. There's no motivation, there's no fire there anymore. Like I said, I've just lost all respect for that, for the man you're talking about, and that's it. I'm just going to move on and look for other big fights.
Is it a shame, though, that this fight couldn't have happened in London? I mean, the two of you fighting on home soil, that would have been a really big treat for Bellator 200.
It would have been a big treat for the MMA world, full stop. So yeah, it's definitely it's something that I'm sure people will definitely would have wanted and will miss. It's not going ahead, so yeah, but there's nothing I can really do about it. It's not in my hands. It takes two people to shake hands on a fight, and one person doesn't want to do it. So all I can do is look forward.
Well, speaking of looking forward, you've been undefeated for a while now, and the competition just keeps getting bigger for you. At what point are you looking forward to getting a world title shot?
I've said it to a few people now. It's more a case of contracts. I feel like we kill ourselves in the gym. I'm talking not just for myself, but every MMA fighter. We kill ourselves in the gym. So I think when it comes to pushing our body to go for those bigger fights and those bigger names, I think we deserve to be paid accordingly. So once I sort out my contract with Bellator, then we just move forward onto those kind of fights, onto the world title fights.
As for your contract, then, how many fights are on it currently? Is this the last one, or are there a few left?
No, I have a few with them. But again, most organizations don't wait till you're right at the end before you start negotiating. So we have spoken briefly already, but we'll probably be in proper talks directly after this fight.
Do you suppose then that winning big over Caveman serves two interests then? Not only does it get them moving a little faster to give you the renewal offer, but it also gives them more incentive to give you that title shot with an impressive finish.
Yeah, no, 100%. But at the same time, I chase that kind of finish anyway. So regardless of, what's happening in the back office, that is the kind of fighter I am, and I'll always strive to be.
What about the boxing? Are you thinking of having any more boxing fights, or was the last one, Indigo at the O2 in London, going to be your last one for a while?
No, definitely. I'm going to be stepping back in the ring. It's been a bit difficult because Bellator wanted me to stay focused on the task at hand. Otherwise, I probably would have done I would have been on the David Hayes show the other day. It was a big event, so it's unfortunate to miss that. But obviously, it was only 20 days outside of actually having taken this fight, so I understand their worry. So as soon as this fight's finished, I'm looking to jump back in the ring.
All right, well, that sounds good. Do you feel there's been any gains that you've made from doing the boxing that has helped with your striking? I mean, we already know you're a sensational striker and your timing is excellent, but does it give you a little extra oomph on the punch?
Yeah, no, 100%. Learn how to position your feet correctly, position your body correctly. It will help you generate that extra bit of power. The combination is slightly different as well in terms of the style that I had before and the boxing combinations now. So it just gives me a few added tools for my fight. And at the same time, we do a lot of upper body work, so I feel a lot stronger as well. Even in the clinch and things like that, I feel a hell of a lot stronger. I'm more confident in those places. And weirdly enough, because of boxing. Obviously, the boxing won't actually teach you the application and the techniques. That's just down to my wrestling coaches and my coaches in the gym. But just in general, just because we're doing so much upper body work, I do feel that bit stronger.
Karate has also been a part of your background for a long time and has contributed to your flashy fighting style. What did you think when you saw Lyoto Machida, an old karate master in his own right, put that front face kick on Vitor Belfort? What were your thoughts, and did you think maybe I should put a fighter out with a front kick like that?
No, we didn't. Although he's karate, I'm a different style. I'm more freestyle kickboxing. My background's actually kung fu traditionally. But yeah, it's still good. We have very similar styles, so it's good to see that kind of style and in other people and actually see a finish like that. It was an amazing front kick. Vitor Belfort seen that before, or should I say, didn't see that before. And yeah, it was an amazing, spectacular finish. And yeah, of course, I'd love to finish my fights in loads of different kind of ways. And the front kick is definitely something I'd put in there as well.
Okay, well, is there any fighter right now in this division in Bellator that can deal with your striking style? Because with a perfect record, it seems like maybe there just isn't somebody out there who can handle you, but maybe you would know.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's a difficult style to get over in terms of striking. It's a difficult. If you haven't seen it before, and not many people have, I'm one of very few people that have crossed over into the mainstream combat world. Just to throw a few names in there, the likes of Wonderboy Thompson and Raymond Daniels. Outside of that, there's very little other fighters that have actually crossed into the world. So not many people know about it. Not many people understand it. And I think that lack of understanding helps me. It gives me that massive advantage while I'm in the cage. So I'm sure people, eventually, that combat is on a massive wheel, shall I say? It's kind of coming in and out of fashion. My style at the moment is starting to come in fashion. See more and more people be a bit more relaxed. More and more people understand about distance and using a bit more of their bounce to their step. I've seen GSP posting on his social media page actually practicing my style in my style gloves, and even down to actually wearing the whole attire and practicing the style. So I know more and more people are going to start to get used to it, and it's going to help everybody.
On the note of people understanding your style. I've seen reports that you worked out with Straight Blast Gym in preparation for this fight. What did they add to your style, and what did you pick up from their style?
With who, Jim? Sorry.
Straight Blast in Ireland.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it was only more to for a spar. So we literally flew in, did a few spars with a couple of their guys, and then flew straight back out. So it wasn't like a long time stay. So we didn't really kind of like take anything off each other. It's very common, obviously, in MMA. People kind of just meeting up to just have a spar and see where they're at. It's one thing to do with the people that know you, but sometimes it's better to kind of have somebody that you don't know and that doesn't know you, and see if you can still execute the moves that you've been practicing. So that's all it was, really. And yeah, it was an amazing experience, and look forward to doing some more with them.
Yeah, it sounds like that just added a little variety, mixed up things in your training camp, and kept you motivated and kept you focused for this fight coming up with the Caveman, because you got to see all kinds of different fighters with all kinds of different styles to be able to handle anything that comes to you in the cage. Exactly.
And that's the reason why we travel. I've gone to quite a few gyms for this camp as well, just to try and get different flavors. And had a few fighters come down. Carla Musa, someone that's actually beaten Dave Rickels, was here in London. Fighters actually flew over to help me, so a massive shout out to him, because his style is a very strong style. They had an amazing back and forward fight in Bellator years ago, and it kind of just helped me to understand that kind of style. And it's helped me. It's definitely helped me a lot in preparation for this fight. And this is why you need these kind of spars.
One more style question, and then I want to get some more shout-outs from you, because I know you got sponsors. But are we going to see any Capoeira from you in this fight?
Capoeira, man. I'm just hella creative, man. It doesn't really. I seriously don't know where it's going to come from. I could be inspired by Capoeira. I could be inspired by breakdancing. I could be inspired by Taekwondo. I could be inspired by whatever. Like, it could come from absolutely anywhere. So, and sometimes I surprise myself.
Well, if they put on the streets or Big Shock, will you do a little breakdancing for us then?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, let me get some more plugs from you. I know you already shouted out your training partners, but I know you got sponsors you'd like to thank too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have to say, Bad Boy, been there with me for a long time, especially on my a big part of my Bellator journey. So a big shout out to Bad Boy, the big brand in the MMA industry. And a big shout out to the hands down community, I'm going to call it, because it's a style, it's a wave, it's a movement that a lot of people are taking on board, whether they really know where it comes from or not. A lot of people are starting to relax, and I'm telling you, I said this from when I first came in, it's going to be something that a lot of people adopt and start to incorporate in their style, and it will make stand-up that much more exciting to watch. Big shout out to Paradigm, new management group that's looking after me. They're absolutely amazing, and I kind of wish I met them as soon as I got into MMA. They're absolutely great, and I'm going to be doing a lot more work with them in future. And I have to shout out my therapist here in my gym, back to basics therapist. Unbelievable. Anytime I have any kind of niggles, this is the reason why I'm in shape for this fight, and I'm not injured. Because he's anytime anything even remotely twinging, he's fixing it. I call him Mr. Magic Hand. And obviously my team, London Street Fighters, London Street Fighters. They're always here for me. That's my family, and I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah.
And your social media family too. All the fans out there, they can follow you at Michael Page 24/7, right?
Yeah, Michael Page 24/7 on Twitter, Michael Venom Page on Instagram. My Facebook, Michael Venom Page. Just wherever, man.
Big fight coming up here at a very big show, the 200th Bellator card. It's Michael Venom Page and David Rickels, the Caveman, at SSE Arena in London, England, May 25th. Michael, thank you for the time and have a great fight.
No problem, man. Thank you for your time, man.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan, as well.